What's up, guys? Welcome back to Movie Dump, where I talk about movies, movie news. So, this is basically where I'm gonna go back to the original Movie Dump because I know probably most of you don't care or remember, but Movie Dump was where I talked about movie news, and I stopped that because of the writer's strike. I wanted to support it, so I didn't talk about movie news and entertainment. And I never really went back to it after the strike was over. So then when I did eventually go back to Movie Dump, it really wasn't the same. It was mostly essays and rants mostly. So today is officially the return of Movie Dump. I'll create those essays and rants for a new series. What am I?
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
I don't know what the hell that was. So let's get back to the news, shall we? We all love Shrek. We love that guy. He was basically our movie dad that we grew up with. I mean, seriously, if you're Gen Z, like me, this was your guy growing up. I'll say, I like Shrek 3. Yeah, I said it. I'm like the few that like Shrek 3. That's right, I said it, and I liked Forever After.
I like Order. Hell, I love it. I'm saying, I'm just itching. I'm itching to do it.
Damn straight. The two films fans say are shit, I like them. It's good being different. And what can I even say about those films? They're classics. I mean, because each film of the Shrek films, there was such good character development. I mean, seriously, he starts out as a nasty man to a family man. I mean, that is goddamn cinema. They were what the critics say, the classics. But no, seriously, Shrek films were my childhood. So yeah, I consider them my favorite films of all time. So when I found out they were actually making a new Shrek movie, I was excited. And you don't know, it's been in development for years, since 2018. Scrap that, it wasn't 2018, it was 2013 is when it was announced. Over 10 years it's been in development. And this is back when Jeffrey Katzenberg, remember that guy? You don't remember Quibi, the streaming service, where it was on the go, 10-minute shows? Classic. So much that it shut down. You guys don't remember that? He announced back at 2013 that there was going to be a fifth Shrek movie. And then things got silent for years. Then 2016, it was brought back up because DreamWorks was bought by Universal. And they wanted a new Shrek movie. Because they knew they just have and bought the biggest animated character is now theirs. Then again, went quiet for months. Until Eddie Murphy confirmed the script is done and that it'll probably be released in 2019. Well, I'm checking my watch that doesn't exist. And yeah. Eddie, where is it? Where is it, Eddie? I want it. I want it now. Then the new screenwriter confirmed what Eddie Murphy said. Why the hell are you lying to me? Joking aside, then the worst thing happened. Illumination. Yes, the people that made the Minion movies, Despicable Me. I will say I'm one of those people that don't mind those films. They're stupid, but they're that good stupid. Anyway, back to hating Illumination. I can understand why people hate them, because they make the most typical films with really bad jokes. So yeah, that sucks. Which made it worse was they were gonna reboot it. That's right. Boo. Boo. That's what I say about that. Then again, nothing for years until our man, who aged like fine wine. Oh shit, that's not my therapy session. Antonio Banderas confirmed while promoting Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, a film I highly recommend. It's one of the best animated films of all time. I highly recommend it. But at the end of the film, spoiler, Puss goes back. Puss goes back to far, far away, setting up Shrek 5. Then that same year, 2022, Chris Melidantry, the CEO of Illumination, confirmed Shrek 5 was in development, and it wasn't going to be a reboot, it was going to be a continuation. I'm not religious, but hallelujah. And now, 2025, a shit year. Finally, some good news happened. We got our first look. And holy shit, the discourse is crazy. And I can't lie, I can't blame them. Yes, are people being dramatic? Of course they are. It's the internet. But I can't lie. The animation to me is very ugly. It looks too polished. And then again, one of the reasons why I love the Shrek movies is because they look so dirty. And the characters look like they don't take showers. That's what, to me, made one of the reasons why it was so good. And now they look too clean. I mean, look how dirty they did to my boy Donkey. They made him somehow look more stupid than the original. How could you make him look worse? Other than the ugly animation, what matters the most is the story. And I don't trust scoopers. I consider them all liars. So, but this is more news about the new Shrek movie. And again, take this with a grain of salt. I hope it's not true because, spoiler, I'm not happy if this is true. It's, god damn it. It's gonna be a multiverse movie. No. You know how sick I am of multiverse films? It's been done so much to me, and I think others. It's so lazy now in Hollywood to have a multiverse movie. It's lazy. And yeah, that's disappointing, if true. I hope it's false. But what else has me worried is they're going to travel to a world like ours. And that made me more disappointed because that made me think of, are they going to Smurf it? I don't know if you remember a movie back in the day called The Smurfs Live Action. Ugh. A film so bad. But, so what they did with the Smurfs is they brought the Smurfs to our real world. It was such shit. So yeah, I can't lie. I'm now not looking forward to Shrek 5. I was so excited. Now, if this scoop is true, I'm not excited anymore. I'm so sick of multiverse. I don't want them to go to our world. Again, lazy, typical, and shit. I hope it's not true. I hope the source is a lie. Let's move on to more DCU news. Yes, please. So one of the projects I'm looking forward to, more than Superman, I'm very excited for Superman, but one project I'm more even excited than that is the Green Lantern show. And holy moly, it's good to be a DC fan. But I do think 2011's Green Lantern, starring Ryan Reynolds, scared Warner Brothers. I truly do think that, and I think it's unfair that one movie fails, you shove the character for years. To me, it's bullshit. They shouldn't do that. So thank goodness for James Gunn, because he knows that the Green Lantern character is big. Most general audience knows who they are. So let's make a show about it, and it's genius. Genius. I mean, the show has to be gold. I know it'll be amazing, because look at the writers they got. They got Tom King, one of the best comic book writers of this decade. You have Chris Mundy, Damian Lindelof. I know I said that name wrong. all writing the series, it's gonna, excuse my language, I don't give a shit. It's gonna be fucking amazing. So, I know some people aren't happy it's taking place on Earth. And I understand, but 3 things I gotta tell you. This ain't a movie. It's gonna have a much lower budget than a movie. 2, Green Lanterns always take place on Earth or around Earth because Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, Jon Stewart are all Earth-based. They are there to protect Earth. So, if there's a murder on Earth that affects the Lanterns, they're gonna investigate. And I can't lie, I was kind of annoyed when they casted Kyle Chandler, because he's at his late 50s, and I love Hal Jordan. He's my favorite Lantern, and I want him to be around his 30s or at least 40s. But I always say what's most important is the story, and if the story's really good, I won't mind his late age. And I like the Jon Stewart casting because look at him, he looks like a superhero. So then James Gunn shared the first image of the Lantern show, and my worries went away right away. Seriously, looking at that picture made me so much more excited for the show because, like James Gunn said, it's gonna be like True Detective meets Space Detectives. Yes, please. And looking at this image, I see that. I know the controversy is that some people were mad that they weren't wearing the Green Lantern suit. And that wasn't the point of this image. It was supposed to give you the tone of the show. It's going to be grounded and dark. So let's read what the showrunner is saying about the show. I quote from the Variety Fair. This is from the creator of the show. I quote, "I was drawn by the challenge and fun of creating something really grounded inside this big, amazing mythology," says Mundy. "From the beginning, we all talked about was how can we take all these things we loved about the source material and turn it to a layered human HBO drama. Just the idea of trying to pull that off was exciting to me." I mean, how can people not be excited for this show? The quote showed how much the showrunner and the writers care about these characters and their stories. You can't tell me he wasn't attached. He was doing his research. You can tell from what he just said that probably he did read the comics. People that are worried about the show don't be. Clearly, the screenwriter cares and the showrunner cares about these characters. And what made me excited, and how I'll know it'll probably be good, is he said, how can I make this character and their stories and make it more human and grounded? And that makes me more excited because now it's going to be more creative and a unique dark story. And I want to remind people, too, that the source said that Kyle Chandler had a 1-picture deal, while Aaron Pierre had multiple picture deals. We have no idea if that's true, because, again, it's from a scooper. And the thing I like about James Gunn is he said he won't greenlit any show or movie unless the script is good enough for him. And I like that because that means he's not making films, shows, just to be typical or bad. He wants them to be special. He's trying to create a universe with good stories. So maybe we don't know. But maybe he's not having actors sign multiple picture deals. We don't know. I'm sure they are, but we don't know. We don't know. And what convinced me to know without seeing any footage of Kyle as Hal Jordan, just by this quote by the showrunner, I knew he was probably going to kill it as Green Lantern. Kill it as Hal Jordan. Again, I quote, "Kyle has been so ridiculously good in so many things. He's also very funny in a dry, wit way, which is important for the character. He's going to make us all look really good, basically." Again, showing me that the showrunner and writers care about the characters of the Green Lantern. And this quote, I'm going to say, that the showrunner said is pissing off some people, pissing off the fans, some of the fans. I just don't understand why. So I quote, our lanterns have the rings and all the power they bring, and the characters and aspects of the lore are going to show up or be name checked. But it's a series that explores who are these guys when they are on the job and when they're out of uniform, says Mundy. It's designed to be very accessible for people who don't know the mythology, but hopefully really satisfying for people that know it backwards and forwards. Again, what did he say wrong? You just can't win with fans. I swear, because the best superhero films, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Verse, the Batman, Dark Knight trilogy, Guardians of the Galaxy, what do these films all have in common? They have the both sides. They have the superhero life. They have the human life. Those are the best stories for me. For superheroes are showing what it's like when they're a superhero, but also showing what it's like when they live as a civilian. So when Chris Mundy said they were going to explore that, it made me more happy with the Lantern show. I don't know, I'm just super excited for this show, and each detail we get, again, makes me so much more happy about this project. So now, finally, let's talk about the last bit of news. So, to me, the craziest, I think people are taking this news way too serious, the people that actually care. Like, general audience don't give a shit about movie news. But people like me, filmmakers and people that like films, we care about this. So, but I think those people are taking it way too serious because, of course, it's about the messy Warner Bros. Situation with Discovery. Alright, where the hell do I even start? I feel like that scene from Clockwork Orange where they make Alex watch disturbing footage. No. That's how it feels reading this. So there's new news about. So there's more news now about Warner Bros. Discovery. When is there not? It's basically a broken record at this point. And I'm not going to take this one too serious because I think this article is an opinion piece with some information. Why do I say that? Because they predict how their films are going to be and how they're going to fail, and they're all going to be bad. To me, that's a bullshit opinion piece to me. But they do have some information that's making people hate this poor guy again. And again, I'm not... it sucks I gotta defend this rich piece of shit, but here we are. I'm defending... I feel like Matt Murdock on Daredevil. I'm defending David Zaslav. Only this one time. So, yes, he did slightly ruin the studio. A legacy studio. Even if now that the article didn't bring up, again, showing that they're biased, but Warner is finally financially good. Yes, before they had a lot of debt and was losing a lot of money. And sadly, they were cutting content for tax write-offs. And again, it sadly paid off because now Max is doing well and is now valuable. And their stock is being up. Yes, $10 might not seem like a lot, but last year they were at $5. So they went up by $5. That's like pretty good. And they were just... Again, it's kind of suspicious they don't point that out, that Warner Bros. Discovery is financially doing very well now. They're actually making money. But they didn't bring this up at all with this article that I think is suspicious and very biased. So this is a new article by Puck. And you know what else is bullshit? It's under a paywall. That's right. You have to pay $17 a month or $190 a year. Are you shitting me? Hell nah. Luckily, they allow you to read one free article. Got you, sucker. That's not also true. Since this article went viral, they made it a permanent paywall for this article because it got very popular. You're scamming sons of a bitches. Thank goodness we live online where articles rip each other off. So thank you, comicbook.com, even if I find it a little shitty that that this author took credit, like he wrote it, when it was actually by a Puck journalist. Anyway, it's free, so let's read it. So the article basically was about the failure of David Zaslav and how he's being very gullible, letting people do whatever they want, basically ruining the studio and making them lose money. I would disagree heavily with that, and I hate to defend David Zaslav because rich people suck balls, but I think him picking Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdi, what is with these people's weird names? Especially since I'm a stuttering bitch. So, because especially if you're not part of the filmmaking community, they're probably, from the recent 20 years, the best producers of all time at Hollywood. David hiring them, to me, was very smart. And I don't think he was gullible because, yes, he's the king of reality shows, but he's been working at the showbiz for decades. I do think he knows what he's doing. And Mike and Pam's job are to redeem Warner Bros. After AT&T ruined that studio. Literally ruined it and its reputation. Like, the reason why Discovery owns WB is because AT&T were losing so much money and they disrespected so much filmmakers, no writers, directors wanted to work for them. So Mike and Pam actually hiring amazing filmmakers and letting them do their own thing is what Hollywood was before. Let filmmakers create their stories. And what I like about what Discovery's doing is they're creating original films and shows. Yes, you're going to get your sprinkle of IP properties, of course. But they're making more original films, and I like that. More studios need to do that. Make more originality, please. And yes, it breaks my heart. Mickey 17 is probably going to fail. Even if I say 43 million so far when your film is original and not that much marketing, I think that's a pretty good number so far. Especially since it's been a few days it's been released. And yes, it breaks my heart that their recent films have been failing. But what I think their plan was and is, and yeah, they hoped their films would do better. Of course they do. But the real plan was to redeem WB and have filmmakers go back to them, and it worked. And it's currently working. I don't think David is going to fire Mike DeLuca and Pam. That would just be stupid. Because yes, they've been losing money for them. But they are the best producers, and they made your studio valuable again for filmmakers and actors. That was their job, and they did it. So how do I think they could fix it? Stop spending so much money on your films. Because Mickey 17 seems to be really good, but that film did not need to be over $100 million. Or Furiosa, a film I loved and think is very underrated, did not need to be again over $100 million. And this ain't just WB, this is current Hollywood. And it's killing them. They need to lower their budgets, and I truly think you don't need a film over $100 million. I always bring up The Creator. That film was around $80 million budget. And it killed the box office. It made so much money. And that film looked amazing. And it was a low budget. And that's right. That should have told them. You don't need to make big films, especially when audience are now turning against watching big films. They're turning to watch Neon, A24, and even Focus Features because they are low budget. They're low budgets and they are really creative films. Second, please, Warner, market your films. They have not marketed their films that good. They only have one that they really promoted, and it was Barbie, and it made over $1 billion. Who would think if you market your film, it'll do well? So, David, Mike, Pam, please market your films. Do you guys know there's a new Looney Tunes movie? No, you probably didn't know, because they are not marketing it, and it's doing really well with the reviews, and it's going to be released by the time you're seeing this video. It's going to be released tomorrow, But when I release this video, it'll be released today. So if it's at your local theater, please check it out. Support this film. And also, same with Mickey 17. There was barely a marketing for that. That's probably why it's probably going to fail, because there was no marketing. If you want your film to make money, you have to market to people, to the wider audience. I mean, seriously, it's that simple. So if WB, if you listen to me, the experts, they'll just be fine. All right, guys, that's it for Movie Dump. And thank you for giving it a watch. Watching a fatty talk about the movie news. Or movies. Thank you. Please share and subscribe. And peace out.